It's easy to blame Trump for the mess this country is in. And I do blame him. But you know what? We, you and me, we're also to blame for it. Too often we think that doing our civic duty is going in every, 1 or 2 or 4 years going to vote. And then we just let the politicians do whatever they want to do in the meanwhile. Those politicians work for us. And we've not been paying attention to what they're doing. That's how we got here. Trump didn't come in overnight. There have been movements been going on, the Tea Party, the Moral Majority, all these groups that have been active for the last 40 years have helped to get us to the point where we are right now. You can't just go and vote every year, every 2 years, or every 4 years. You've got to be an active participant in government. Let me ask you a question. When's the last time you've been to a city council meeting or a county commission meeting or a school board meeting? These meetings are all open to the public. They're supposed to be doing our work. We let them do stuff, but we don't know what they're doing. We don't understand what they're doing. And then we're surprised when laws pop up in the books that we disagree with and move us further and further and further to the extreme right. We've got the power to stop this. We've got to be engaged. We've got to take the time out. Remember, all politics is local. It really is. It starts out on the local level, goes to the city, the state, and then eventually the national level. We've got to become more involved. We've got to start doing it right now, because that is the only way we're going to get our country back. We can't just sit on the sidelines and hope for somebody else to do it. We can't just go to church and pray about it. We've got to actually do it. A simple thing that you can do in this next week is on Saturday, March the 28th, is the next No Kings protest, nationwide protest. If you're here in Orlando with me, the protest is going to be at Orlando City Hall starting at 12 noon. Be there. There's just so much energy there, and you'll find so many people there who are just like you, who've been wondering the same thing. What is going on with this country? And they want to do something about it. The easy thing to do is going out there. And people say, well, what good will that do? It does a lot of good. It does a lot of good, because the more people who realize that you do not stand alone, that other people stand with you, there's power in that. And we're seeing that. We're seeing that in some of the local elections. We're seeing that in just more people being energized, because, friends, there are difficult times ahead. And we would be able to gather courage and strength by being there and standing together and say, no kings, this is the United States of America. We're better than this. Trump talks about people like us that say we're radicals. You know who else were radicals? The men who signed the Declaration of Independence, the men who drafted the Bill of Rights, they were radicals. Radicals mean that you're able and willing to think differently, to look at things in a different way, and come up with different kinds of solutions. Don't be afraid of being a radical. I'm happy to be a radical. There's nothing more radical than being an American. The Americans, the founders, the Revolutionary War fighters and stuff like that, they dared to stand up and tell the King of England, tell the British Crown, that we no longer want to be your subjects. We're declaring our independence. That's radical thinking. We need radical thinking today. So please, if you do nothing else, go to the No Kings demonstration on March 28th. If you're not in Orlando, you can find the closest demonstration to you by going to a website called nokings.org. Be there. I'll be there. I hope to see you there too.